Hi, are you trying to build a better brain? In this video, we have more than 20 tips for adult learners. This is Liz with SeniorTechConnect. Welcome to our video. Our team here at SeniorTechConnect has over 90 years combined experience in teaching folks of all ages how to use computers and software. So in this video, we're going to share with you the things that we have seen help most adult learners. We've got different studies that we've been incorporating as well as just our personal experience. One of the important things when you're trying to build a better brain is to focus on the benefits, and we'll talk about some of those. The importance of being in the right frame of mind when you're trying to learn new things. It's harder as you get older to learn new things, but it's worth every ounce of effort that you are going to put in. In this video, we're going to share specific tips, specific steps, things that you can do to improve your quality of learning. And then lastly, we're going to share with you what we suggest if you are utilizing the videos and note sheets that we've put together to help you learn to use technology's tools to help you better connect with your world. Before we get started, a few reminders. Thank you so very much for all that you're doing to make a difference in our world, for everything that you do to connect with others, to serve others, to share your knowledge and experience. You are here for a reason, and we appreciate that you are here and that you're choosing to spend some of your time with us. Here at SeniorTechConnect, our motto is, you're never too old to learn something new or relearn something forgotten. To help you with that, we have a free note sheet available over on our website, SeniorTechConnect.net, that lists all of the things that we're going to share in this video as well as many other suggestions. And as we become aware of new trends with senior learners or new technologies or new suggestions, new videos become available, we will update that note sheet more often than we will update the video. So pop on over and take a look at that note sheet. It does have additional things than what's covered in this video. And lastly, and most importantly, we really appreciate your sharing this video, sharing us with your friends and your family. This helps our channel to grow faster and stronger than anything else that we try. So thank you, and we really do appreciate all that you're doing to share us with your friends and family. All right, let's get started. So when it's hard, and learning new things as you get older is hard. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort. But when things are hard, it makes it easier to get through those hard times when you focus on the benefits. And here at SeniorTechConnect, what our goal is to help you learn to connect yourself, to connect to and learn how to use technology's tools, your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, to help you better connect with family and friends, old and new. The main way people communicate these days is through their devices. So if you are not using those devices in all the ways that you could, you are missing out on connections with your family and friends. And then also, just by the mere fact of stepping into the world of using technology's tools, you will definitely find new friends. Can also help you to strengthen your connection with your communities. There's a lot of communities now that will have Facebook pages, for example, that will help you to keep up on what's going on in your community. You can learn who's moving in, who's moving out, what kind of activities they're having. Maybe there's opportunities for you to volunteer to build even stronger connections with your community. There's lots of things that can happen there. And then also another benefit, huge benefit, is new knowledge. Our technology these days, we have access to almost any knowledge that's ever been known from the beginning of time, and you can learn anything that you want to learn. Anything that you want to learn how to do, anything that you want to learn more about, technology's tools can help you with that. We also think a big benefit is connecting with our world. So if there's places in the world that you've always wanted to see, but maybe physically now you've got some limitations or some challenges that are not allowing you to travel as much as you would like, you can still travel and learn about those communities. You can learn about those cultures. You can actually see the roads. You can experience the places that you've always wanted to go and connect with people from all over the world. So that's That's kind of cool. Actually, I think that's really cool. And then most importantly for us, we've noticed with a lot of our older friends and family that many kind of feel lost, disconnected. Their identities used to be strongly tied to what their jobs used to be, or their position in families, or position in social groups, and those things have changed quite a bit in the last few years. We want to help you to connect with technology, learn to use the tools so that you can better connect, hopefully increase and improve your sense of purpose. There is so much need out there and so much that you can still do, sharing your knowledge and experience with those that are younger and make an even bigger difference in our world. So next, Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. In our dealing with people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, whenever they're dealing with something in technology they don't know how to do, these are some words that we've heard them say. Specifically, I'm stupid. I'm too old for this. I was never good at anything like this. We don't want you to say those things anymore. Definitely don't say them out loud. And we want you to stop thinking them as well. So that's something that we want you to stop doing. And instead of that, we're going to give you some other things that you could say to help you get and stay in the right frame of mind. So instead, try saying something like, I don't know how to do this yet. I don't know how to do this yet. So go ahead, say that with me. I don't know how to do this yet. Or I may be inexperienced with this, but with practice, I know I can do this. So some key things to put yourself in the right frame of mind. You need to be patient with yourself. You are probably not going to learn things as quickly as you used to be able to when you were younger. Be patient with yourself. Speak kindly to yourself, both out loud and in your head. So no more the I can't, I don't, I won't, ooh, that's too hard, blah, blah, blah. I can never get this. None of those kind of words. You're going to be kind to yourself. I don't know how to do this yet. I'm inexperienced with this, but I know with practice, with some time, watching this, practicing it over and over again, watching this a few times, many times, teaching it to somebody else, I know with time and practice I can get this. So be kind to yourself. Words that you speak in your head and out loud to and about yourself are important. Practice, especially if you're one who's not used to speaking kindly or thinking kindly about yourself, practice this skill. This could be one of the skills that makes the biggest difference in your life. Practice this skill. Be nice to yourself when related to technology. Be nice, be kind. Speak words that you would use when you were trying to encourage a good friend or a family member, a loved one. Be kind to yourself. Use kind, loving words. Be patient and kind. You can do this. After all, you're trying to build a better brain. So what this entails, there's millions of neurons in your brain, in your body, throughout your body. And the way that they work is they connect with each other and they build what are called neural pathways. Our goal is to help you build new connections between these neural pathways. That's how thoughts are created. That's how habits are formed. That's how muscles move. All of this is your neurons connecting throughout your body. And so the goal is to help you to build stronger neural connections. There are a couple of really cool videos that actually talk about the importance of this, how it all works, and they show connections being made. It is the coolest thing. So there's links to those videos in the description below this video, at the bottom in the associated related stuff in that section. So you can click on those and watch those videos after you watch this one. The process does get easier. So when you start, of course, those little sticky outy finger things aren't even connected. But as you start to try new things, then they get closer. They build connections with each other. And then the more that you practice something, those connections get stronger and stronger and stronger. So something that's good to start with is it's easier to learn something new if you can somehow connect it to something you already know or something you're already doing. So like if you're trying to establish a new habit, it's always good to tie it to something that you're already doing, because that just helps the brain build a new connection instead of a completely new connection that's not connected to anything else in your brain already. It's important to be patient because it's going to be weak at first and it's going to be harder. But the more that you are doing this and the more that you're relearning how to learn new things, if that's something that you maybe not have done as often lately as you did when you were younger, you are actually reestablishing that in your brain as well. So be patient and know that you're doing it. But the more that you do it, the stronger that those connections become. So it's worth the time and effort. Practice makes permanent. The more that you do something, the more often you do it, the more often you learn this information, then the stronger it becomes, the easier it becomes. And so you want to give yourself time and you want to give yourself practice. You want to give time and repetition and do it until it becomes automatic. That's the goal. So think about like when you were learning to drive a car, ride a bike, that kind of thing. Okay, so it may be a while since you've tried to learn new things. It's worth the time and effort now to put that in. Now we're going to talk about some physical things that you can do. So we've talked about getting in the right frame of mind, the importance of that. Now I want you to get into the right physical state. First off, your attitude, the things that you say out loud and to yourself inside your brain. This is going to be fun. I can do this. I want you to play with it. When you approach new things with an attitude of play, it helps to remove a lot of the fear, the anxiety, the kind of feeling, the pit in the bottom of your stomach, all of those things. If you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to play with it. I may not learn it right away. I don't know how to do this yet, but I'm going to play with it. I'll see what happens. I can do this. Make it a game. And as you learn more things, you can kind of make it a game with yourself of, can I get faster? Can I learn to do this faster than I learned to do the last thing? Play with it. Okay, and next, your physical state. You want to put your head up. You want as much blood to get to your brain, your blood and your neural spinal fluids, water, all of those fun things, energy. You want your head up so that you're getting more blood and energy to your brain because your brain's going to be working hard to build these new pathways. So you want your head up and you want to be in a comfortable position. You want to be wearing comfortable clothing. You want to be breathing calmly, deeply. When you're in stress, when you're anxiety, when you're in fear, your breath is short and it's quick and it's so calm your breathing down, get in a nice, calm, comfortable position, your head up. And other things you can be doing just in life in general, you want to be eating good brain food. There's all kinds of studies. You can search online and see what the latest trends are. But basically, it's the stuff that we've known for a long time. You want different colored foods, fruits and vegetables, good healthy proteins to give your brain the best possible condition, to put it in the best possible state. And you want to make sure you're drinking enough water. Water is used a lot in your brain. With your fluids that are in your brain, you want to make sure that you give more than enough water for your brain to work, for those energy connections to be made and all of that. So if you're dehydrated, that's not going to be helpful. Make sure you're drinking enough water. And then another important thing is to take frequent breaks. Studies have shown that you remember best the things that you learn first when you start a learning session and that you learn right before you stop. So if you're taking frequent breaks, then you're giving your brain more opportunities for firsts and lasts than if you were to just do one long study session. 20 minutes is better than 1 hour, if that makes sense. So take frequent breaks. It's another good thing to do is when you take a break to stand up, to move around, to walk around your house, walk around the house, walk outside, get some fresh air. Give your physical state a break of good, positive things, and then come back. When you come back from a break, quickly review what you learned in the last session, because then all that you learned in the last one is the first thing that you are kind of relearning at the beginning of this next learning period. So take frequent breaks. Our videos pretty much incorporate that already into themselves. So that's built in. But if you're doing other things, you're learning other things by watching other YouTube videos to learn how to do whatever it is in the world that you want to learn to do. Make sure that you pause those videos if they're longer, pause them, take breaks, so that you can help your physical brain, your physical body to support learning new things. Next, we're going to talk about the importance of using as many of your senses as you can. So as an adult, hopefully you know how you learn best. The most common thing that we hear is, oh, I'm a hands-on learner. Hopefully by this point in your life, you know how you learn best. And if you have no idea at this point, well, we're going to give you some suggestions, things you can try. And then as you do this process, you'll be, oh, I learn best if I do it this first, and then I do this, and then I do this. If it's not something that you know already, that's okay, because during this process, hopefully you'll get some ideas of how to do things in an order that works best for you and the way that you learn. Most people, like I said, say that they learn best when they're hands-on. So we're going to give you suggestions for 4 of your senses. Touch, kinesthetic learning. If you have that style, then you're going to practice what you're learning. We're encouraging everybody, regardless of what way you learn best, we want you to incorporate as many of your senses because that will drive it deeper into your brain. Practice what you're learning, and again, our videos have that in them automatically already built in. Write your notes. If you are physically able to write your notes, it's best that you handwrite your notes, that it's in your handwriting as you take notes, using the language that you use. So you are writing notes using your language, the way that you understand things, so that when you write your notes, it's not what I've said or what others have said in our videos. You are taking notes in a way using words that make sense to you. Writing your notes. Next is visual. If you're a visual learner, one of the ways that you can be more visual in the learning is to watch the videos. And not just our videos. YouTube has a gazillion videos where you can learn to do just about anything that you want to learn. So watch the videos, take your notes, look at your notes. So kind of read them, look at your notes, watch the videos, look at the captions. All of our videos, we actually go through and caption our videos. It takes us an extra day to do that, but we really think that it's worth it because, again, the visual strength, so as you're watching the video, the words are there, and whether you're physically aware that you're reading them or not, they're there and they're getting into your brain. So that's one of the reasons why our videos have that. Auditory. It may be that you're an auditory learner, that you want to hear something first. So somebody tells you, hey, this is how to do it. And then you go and you practice and you take notes and all of those. Auditory, we encourage you to read your notes out loud. As you're writing your notes, say it out loud so that your brain hears these things in your voice. Your voice is important to your brain. The words that you use, we talked about the importance of the words that you use. Yeah, this kind of reinforces that. So you're going to read your notes out loud. And then if it's something that you're learning, maybe reading a book or you're practicing other things, it's good to have good music. So back when I was in college, there was studies that came out that talked about how the music that you listen to is organized and has a good meter, that will help your brain organize new information as you're learning new things. And I have used that ever since. When I'm learning new things, my personal preference is I will go with Bach, with some of the old, Baroque, that period of music, those composers. I will listen to that kind of music when I'm needing to organize new information in my brain. There's other music that I'll listen to if I'm trying to be creative. Just something to think about in your environment is the kind of music that you listen to. And then lastly, the sense of smell, which you wouldn't really think of normally in terms of being important in learning new things. But wow, the sense of smell is powerfully tied to your brain and your memory. Most of the other senses have filters between your touch and your brain, between your eyes, what they see, and your brain, between what you hear and your brain. There's little filters that your subconscious is going through things. If you can tie things that you're trying to learn with pleasant scents, you will remember them so much easier and so much faster. Whatever that pleasant scent is to you, for me, I love the smell of the ocean, but think about the kind of scent that you want to have in your environment and how you want that to help you be in a better frame of mind, to be in a better state to learn. Just something to consider, something to think about. All right, so last we're going to cover how to use our videos and our note sheets. And these are suggestions for how best to use our content to help you learn new things that you are probably coming from a position like we talked about at the beginning of the video where no, in the past you just haven't even tried. Or it's, yeah, no, I tried once and I just couldn't get it, so never mind. This is what we suggest to help you get through that. And as you learn about tech, it will be easier and you won't have to do as much as you will have to do at the beginning. Just be aware of that. And this is what we suggest. We suggest that you have your browser open to YouTube and your browser is open to SeniorTechConnect.net, because we often go between those two tabs in your browser during our videos. Now, if what I just said makes absolutely no sense to you, don't let your brain shut off. Come back. So if that didn't make sense, what I was saying with browsers and tabs and all of that, we have a video that covers that. Our browser basics, what's a browser and using yours better, that walks you through what I just was talking about. And if you have no idea with YouTube, we have a video that covers the basics of watching YouTube videos and how to make the most of that experience. We suggest that you have your browser open to YouTube. You're signed in to YouTube on a YouTube account. If you don't know how to do that, we've got a video that shows you how to do that as well. And then when you're actually ready to watch a video, so you might get it in an email, you might have a friend that sent you an email with a link, you might be signed up with our email program, you might have seen it on our web page and you clicked on the link there, you might have seen it in YouTube and clicked on the link there. We encourage you to watch the video. Watch it first and don't even think about anything else, but do you know this stuff already or is it something completely new? If you know it already, did you pick up something new? Is there something, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about doing it that way, or oh yeah, that's another way to do things. With computers, there's usually more than one way to do things. If you know it already and you're comfortable with whatever the skill is for the new video, great. Watch it through and be like, oh yeah, okay. And if it's something that you already know, then be thinking about, are there people in your life, family and friends, who don't know how to do this, but it would make a huge difference to them if they did? In which case, you can then pass this on to them. And you can be the expert that helps them to learn it better. Then we encourage you to watch it again and take notes. So we want you to pop on over to the website, SeniorTechConnect.net, print off the note sheet. And then like we talked about before, you're going to write the note sheet in your own words, make it make sense to you. You're going to say it out loud as you write it. And then after the video, we want you to reread through your notes at least 3 times. Does this make sense to me? Practice it as you go. Okay, if I do these things now in this order that I wrote them down, does it work? If it didn't, then we would say, watch it again, review the notes, and make changes to those notes, adding missed steps or clarifying things that you didn't understand, that kind of thing. You can watch them as many times as you want to. You can pause the video. You can use that little time bar at the bottom, grab it and pull it back. All of our videos will have a description. In the description below, we have timestamps that start, so you can go to specific parts of it. If you were watching the video and you're like, I don't have any idea what they just said. I got distracted. I got lost. My brain just shut off. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to walk around. And then I'm going to go to the description below and I'm going to click on that section in the timestamp section and watch that part again. You can do that as many times as you need to. You are in charge of learning these new skills. You're putting in the time and the effort. And then please, please, please practice with patience, with kindness to yourself. Practice with patience. Be nice, be kind, with play. It is amazing the things that this will open up to you. And we'll cover how the difference that we've seen with others as they've learned the skills. We'll cover that in the different videos to try and help you kind of build your benefits, build your list of benefits. But practice, be nice to yourself. And again, this for some of you might be the hardest part of all of this, is to learn to speak to yourself kindly where technology is involved. So it's worth the time and effort to learn that skill. And then we want you to learn to use that new skill that you've learned to use it to connect to others. So try and use it daily until you can do it automatically. And then of course, if it's something that you won't use as often, like what to do when your browser bar disappears, for example, that's not going to happen every day. for that reason, we have the note sheets. If you do the skill until you feel comfortable with it and you're like, yeah, I know how to do this. And in my brain, I know that I know how to do this. Even if I don't use it for the next 6 months, I am going to be able to come back to my note sheet and go, oh, yes, I did know how to do this. So let me read through the notes that I put down and I made sure we're whole and complete and right. Oh, okay, that's what I do. You're able to review those notes and come back to it if it's something that you're not going to use every day. And then really powerful is to teach what you've learned to somebody else. Hopefully somebody that doesn't know how to do it yet, but even if you're teaching it to somebody else who is just there to help you practice teaching it to somebody else, that's important. It helps cement it in your brain, and you will approach it differently when you are preparing to teach somebody else than when you are trying to learn it yourself. And as your brain hears you speak with confidence about the new skill, that again cements it even more in your brain. It makes those neural pathways stronger. Also, be supportive as they're learning, because you know how the effort and time that it took for you to learn, and it helps you to build a stronger connection with that other person as you are teaching them. And then come and celebrate. We have created a SeniorTechConnect.net Facebook group that is for those of you who are part of our community. You're watching our videos, you're part of our community, and so it's filled with people who are in your same boat, who are older learners, who are maybe not as connected to the world as they want to be. And so come on over and celebrate those successes. So what kind of things are you going to celebrate? You can celebrate your new knowledge, all the new things the world opens up. There is so much knowledge that you can gain using these. Celebrate your new skill, that you learned how to do something. One of my dear friends was like, oh, is it silly that I'm calling you to let you know that I learned how to do this one thing? No, it's not silly at all. So this group helps with that. But celebrate your new skills. Celebrate the stronger connections that you will have now because of those new skills and new knowledge. It's important to celebrate. Don't minimize this. You took time and effort to learn new things. It is a big deal. So please, please, please don't forget the last step, to celebrate what you've done. Give yourself the pat on the back. Let other people give you the pat on the back. It's a great thing. Celebrate that accomplishment. So thank you so very much. Thank you for taking your time today, for spending some of your time today with us and watching this video. Thank you so very much for all that you are doing to make our world a better place to be. The world is amazing, and technology's tools can help open it up even more, and you will be able to make even a bigger difference. You will be able to share more about your knowledge and experience. You have lived a lifetime and learned so many things that so many in our world need to learn. So please use the technology's tools to make that difference. Thank you again for all that you do to share us with your friends and family. It really is the thing that helps our channel to grow more than anything else. So we really do appreciate all that you do to share us with your friends and family. You can pop on over to our website, SeniorTechConnect.net, and you'll be able to see there all the videos that we currently have, any that we're currently working on, and then also a place for you to submit videos that you'd like us to make. That helps us to prioritize the videos that we will make next. It's a great place for you to go. We've got lots of resources over there from, like I mentioned before, we've got opportunities for you to serve, places that you can go, things that you can do online and in your community. We've got all the note sheets and all of that. And then we also have security suggestions, all of those things. We've got lots of resources. Our channel and our website will continue to grow the more that we are connected with you and learn of the things that you want us to help you with and help you learn more about. So if you want to help our channel, then we would ask that you click on that like button below this video and that you would add a comment or a question below. So if you don't have any questions about this, you can share the things that you have done to learn easier as a senior learner. You can also give us suggestions of videos that you'd like us to create. And then lastly, if you could please click on the subscribe button, will help. Those three things actually help YouTube to know. It helps the algorithm to know, hey, this person has these characteristics and they like the video, so these other people have the same characteristics, so they might like the video too, and it helps YouTube to suggest our video to other people. So those things help our channel to grow. And then lastly, if you weren't able to like or comment or subscribe, chances are you're not logged into YouTube while you're watching this video, which is okay. You just don't have those functions within YouTube. And we do have more about that in the YouTube Basics video and other YouTube videos that we'll be making about YouTube, making the most of it. You'll be able to learn how to do that. But don't worry if you couldn't. Watching this video, sharing it with others is really, really helpful. And thanks again for all that you're doing and sharing us. And we want to thank you again for all that you're doing to help yourself and others be better connected with loved ones and our community and our world. Thank you so much and have a great day.